I love it when something small, simple, and inexpensive makes my life better, don't you? Hi, I'm Ardith, and today's quick video is about things in my craft room that didn't cost much, but they really make a difference in how efficient I am when I'm making cards. And some of them are homemade, so they're even cheaper. Let's dive right in. Number 1 is my thin magnets for my MISTI. These magnets are 1 1/8 inch in diameter and a 1/16 of an inch thick, like really thin. I love them because they're big, so they hold everything in place really well, but they're also easy to pick up, and when they snap together, they don't catch the skin on my fingers. I got them from Amazon here in Canada, but I'm sure you can find them where you are too. Number 2 is binder rings for my nesting dies. This was genius, if I do say so myself. These nesting circles and squares are the dies I use the most, and I may want any size at any time, so having them close by and easy to grab really helps me to keep moving as I'm making my cards. Number 3 is my sponge dauber holders. I have a sponge dauber for each of my Catherine Pooler colors, and there's about 60 of those. The cases that are available for the daubers hold 40, and the drawers I keep my mini inks and daubers in can't hold 2 of the cases. One day I was watching TV and I just cut a bunch of cardstock strips and I formed them into little boxes. I glued them into a 12 by 8 grid, which fits perfectly into my drawer, and then I glued long strips around the outside to hold it all together. Number 4 is my spray studio. In my craft room I have a small closet, and in there I have stacked drawers that hold lots of my papers, as well as my magnets and stamp pockets for stamp storage and other things. This year I took one set of drawers out of the closet and I set up my spray station. It's really just a cardboard box. I keep my sprays in an old plastic container and I lined the areas around the box with some Bristol board to catch any overspray. Number 5 is my CRICUT spatula. About 100 years ago I owned one of the very first CRICUTs, the ones with the cartridges. Anyway, it came with tools, and this thin, flexible metal spatula was meant for releasing the cut paper from the sticky cutting mat. But it works like a charm for separating those layers that I put down wrong, pretty much every time. I use Goo Gone type stuff to clean the glue off it every once in a while. Number 6 is another homemade area in my craft room, my photo studio, in quotes. This is not professional in any way, but it mostly meets my needs because I have a big north-facing window that gives me a ton of natural light. It's built from 2 pieces of white foam core to bounce white light back down onto the area that's being photographed. The base is another piece of foam core that's wrapped in gray vinyl wallpaper that I got on Amazon. Number 7 is my color-coded stamp and die storage system. This is a hack I've shared before, but it's another one I started way back. When I put my stamps and dies into pockets for storage, I put a line of color at the top of the white cardstock insert. I have green for sentiments, yellow for backgrounds, red for Christmas, gray for dies. And I've added a couple of new colors this year. Lilac for the Bearware series from Ellen Hudson, and for my birch press dies I've also changed some colors. Being on the design team, I have a lot of those dies, and having them all gray didn't really help me find them easily. So I kind of combined my 2 systems. Dark red means Christmas dies, dark green means word dies, dark blue means layering dies, and so on. And while we're talking about those intricate birch press dies, number 8 is a tool that makes weeding out those pieces really easy. It's the tool-in-one from SPELLBINDERS, and this brush end just rolls over the die and presses out all the little pieces quickly and easily. Finally, number 9 is the tool I invented about 10 years ago when I was making wedding invitations for a friend, and I needed a way to heat emboss an image onto the envelopes without that thin paper burning. My foil-lined shoebox lid. This is as simple as foil from the kitchen, doubled up and taped into a shoebox lid. Then you just put the piece you're embossing into the lid and heat it up with your heat gun. You don't have to hold on to the piece, so it reduces the risk of burnt fingers, and I think that the foil reflects the heat back onto the reverse side of the piece and reduces warping too. As I said, I created my first one about 10 years ago. This is only my second one, so it's really great value. All these little hacks are tried, tested, and truly my favorites, and I'm betting you have similar hacks. I'd love to hear all about them. Share them in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.